Hi, Nikki. How are you?
Good, thanks yourself.
Okay, so you spoke at the BELA Bill Hearings,
Yes.
okay, in Mapupane.
That's correct.
What was your experience of that day, and do you have any tips to share with parents who are planning on speaking at the KwaZulu-Natal hearings?
I think that one can become a little bit fearful about the places where they've chosen to have it, but my experience was that there was no problem getting there, and even once we were there was quite a good police presence protecting people, and it was very well organized. The actual event, the venue was not, it was well chosen. It was a good venue, accessible to a lot of the people, which I think they would like to come and have a say. So even though it might be a little bit uncomfortable for you to attend, and I realize provinces like KZN are a lot bigger than Gauteng, and it's going to be a lot more of an effort for you to get there. But if you can make a plan at all, it is really worth going. Every single person who's there, who is against that bill, who stands in opposition, counts massively. Because you will find people who have been planted to approve of the bill. And that is actually very sad, because often they are approving of it without a real opinion. It's just like a general bureaucratic rubber stamp, which they're putting on it for their side. So I think make an effort, if you can, to get there. Other than that, it was well organized in terms of the chairperson who stood in for us that day. He gave people a turn to put up their hands on the right-hand side of the hall, the left-hand side of the hall. The advice we got was to not sit together, and that was very valuable because they do pick people out from random spots across the hall. Look enthusiastic, try putting your hand up from the first round, because you are more likely to get given a chance to speak. Make eye contact with the person who is actually picking the people. Smile, thank them for the opportunity. Then we were given, so all the people who were chosen, you get a chance to sit in a row, and that's one round. Then they turn the chairs down as you move forward. Be prepared with a speech. 3 minutes is very short. Talk a lot more slowly than I'm talking to you now, because you will be on a microphone, and that is also a little bit scary because your voice echoes back at you. So know what you're going to say. Try not to listen to your own voice coming back at you. Out of the panel of speakers, there are some that are empathetic to our cause. Generally, the people in the DA and the people in the ACDP, African Christian Democratic Party. Find a face in the panel and talk to that person. Someone who is nodding and enthusiastic and listening to you, and talk to that human being. You are not talking to this random group, it's people. Yes. And they're not in parliament because they haven't had experience with things. They are chosen by their political parties to sit up there and make deliberations, particularly about this. And there we have to pray and trust that God will let them honor their role above their personal opinions on these things. Okay. Then the other thing is, have your speech, literally, as you're going to say it, written out on a piece of paper. They will come and ask you for that. So even if by chance you deviated while you were talking, or you didn't get to finish the last paragraph because 3 minutes is short, you know that will be given to the panel via your written submission. They'll come and collect that from you. So that was my overall impression. The other thing is, if you get a chance, try and listen to some of the past speakers that were profound and impactful, because we don't want to cover the same ground again and again and again. So in KZN, you might even say, I support the speakers from Gauteng in this, and keep it bullet pointed. And I personally would like to highlight something else. Maybe it's clause 41. It might be a different clause. The overall bill. Even if you say that you homeschool, but you are fighting for the parents in school who might not realize that they need to fight because your child came out of the school environment. Something like that. So listen to what has already been said, agree with it formally, oppose the whole bill.
Yes.
You must oppose the whole bill and state that up front. They will want to know your name and whether you oppose the bill or acceptable. So those things must be said. And then bullet point what you agree with, and then spend the rest of your time arguing a different point. We want to spread our opinions, our objections broadly, because otherwise they're going to say, well, it was only clause 37 they objected to, and this is what we're going to do. But actually, these other poisonous clauses, which are giving a whole lot of power to people that shouldn't have power, are going to slip through unopposed or unnoticed. So that would be my advice at this point. It can feel scary, but it isn't that scary. I didn't find it that scary, so I think we are all different. But I have heard of people who were petrified before they sat there, and they prayed, and God took that fear away from them. And we have the right to ask for that God can give you bravery beyond your own natural ability to stand up and speak in public, because we are not speaking for just ourselves. We are speaking for a whole community, a whole generation of children who are going to be educated under the burden of the things that might come through if this bill is allowed to go through. We have to stand up even when we are not brave.